am here today with two patients with atopic dermatitis, Africa Luca de Tena and Gonzalo Mozas. Both are members of Spanish Patient Association for people affected by atopic dermatitis. Thank you very much for coming. Happy to have you here.
Thank you.
Africa, I know you are the patient with atopic dermatitis almost for whole your life. Could you describe us how it is to live with atopic dermatitis, how it's affecting your daily life, your well-being?
That's a very wide question because it affects everything in your life. I've been living with atopic dermatitis. It's going to be 43 years this year. And although I've had times where it was better, but you always have this feeling of you feel uncomfortable on your own skin all time. I sometimes explain it as you have somebody knocking on your door all the time saying, "Hi, I'm here," and it bothers you. Sometimes also I use the word, if I had to describe it, I would say it's exhausting. It affects even your daily routines, like picking your children from school. When I go to pick my children from school, I feel embarrassed that all the other parents are looking at me, so I cover myself. So you don't feel like picking your kids from school. You just feel like staying at home and nobody looking at you.
Gonzalo, we just heard from Africa how atopic dermatitis is affecting her daily life and well-being. But of course, by your atopic dermatitis is affected also your family or friends. Could you describe us how they are dealing with it, how you are dealing with that?
First of all, I think I'm a very lucky person because my mother is a doctor, and since the beginning of my life, she has always been next to me, helping me in the scientific aspect of the dermatitis. But she has suffered that a lot also, because I think knowing a lot about the illness, it also makes you worry sometimes a bit more, because you think, you know how worse things can go. But sometimes I have suffered a bit from that social aspect, because as Africa said, it's difficult to relate with others. When you are young, when you are a teenager, you feel worse, I think, than when you are older, because you don't know yourself and you are growing up and you have to figure out everything at that moment, and the other children or the other teenagers don't help, because they can be sometimes a bit mean.
Gonzalo, we know that atopic dermatitis is chronic, unpredictable disease, and you are suffering from this disease quite many years. Could you explain us a bit how you deal with this condition, with ups and downs, and how you manage your condition now?
Sometimes, for example, when I was really young, some children asked me about my wounds, and I had to say that I was a warrior and who was in a war or something like that, because I feel, with that excuse, I feel strong. But I didn't know the reality neither. So, and then everything was okay with that, during primary school, until I have the biggest problem with my dermatitis. It was when I was 12 years old, and in that summer between primary school and high school, I went to a summer camp where I was literally sleeping in my own blood because of all my scratching and everything. And I suffer a lot physically and mentally also. During all that years, I feel really alone. I had to deal with my skin and also with my social bubble, which was really small, because I made it that way. I didn't want to see anybody. And then I met better doctors, not better, but with more possibilities to help me. I understand. I went to therapist to learn who I am and how can I deal with it, because this is something from all your life. It's a chronic disease, so maybe in a few years I get worse, and I have to be prepared for that.
My next question would be regarding your mission, I would say, as you both are playing the key role in the Spanish Association of People Affected by AD, Africa. I think you are the person who are trying to help the others with such conditions. Would you describe us what is the aim of the Patient Association and why you created one?
Well, we created the association in 2017. It was a group of patients, and it was our doctors who pushed us and said, there's no association, you should do it. And for me, it has transformed my life, this experience, because it has changed, this is in a selfish way, but it has changed the way I live atopic dermatitis. All my life it had been something I was embarrassed of, very angry with, and I didn't understand why me all the time, and didn't feel understood. And with the association, everything turns the other way around, and you help people, you talk with other people, and you feel understood. So when you meet somebody like you, it feels like you're like a soulmate. Like suddenly you speak the same language, so it's very therapeutic. So that's one of the aims, creating a community. Another one would be raising awareness, because we feel that atopic dermatitis is trivialized or underestimated. People think it's a mild condition, that it's so simple that you just have to put a few creams and that's it. And it's much more than that. And last but not least, we try to raise our voice, the patient's voice, to the decision makers, because they also play a very important role, and we try to make things better. And we're very lucky in Spain, but there's still so many things that we need to do. So we try to listen to patients and raise their voice.
Thank you very much for your really, really powerful words. And I think you do a great job within the Spanish Patient Association. And I wish you good luck with all of your work. Thank you very much for being with us today.
Thank you very much.